Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Brian Spann of Spann Man Media, and I am at the wonderful Beckham Creek Cave Lodge in Parthenon, Arkansas. And I have with me today this wonderful young lady, Miss Rayne Davidson, who is the general manager of Beckham Creek Cave Lodge. Please, I'm almost, just speechless about this place right now because Beckham Creek Cave has been in existence for how long?
It was excavated to what you see today in 1989, somewhere around the late 1980s, and a little bit of history on the place. So back in the prehistoric days, it was used by the Native Americans. When they did the excavation, they found a lot of arrowheads and Incan artifacts. Fast forward to the Jesse James era, the 1880s, and there is a local legend that Jesse James and his bandits used this for a hideout on their way through to Oklahoma. Well, we don't have proof of that, but we do have a newspaper clipping from Eureka Springs where Jesse James and his band of bandits attended Belle Starr's wedding to Jim Starr, who was a Cherokee Indian.
Right.
And so we have that, so we know he was in this area. So it's highly possible. And then when they excavated, they also found a moonshine still. So in the Prohibition era, this was used to make moonshine.
So this place has some serious history.
It has an illustrious past.
I don't think that you're going to find moonshine today, all right?
No, not unless you bring it in.
No, right? So tell me, tell everybody, what got you into all of this? That's where I can put it.
Oh, I'm so excited to get to work with it. I was offered the position in 2013, and I had a vision that it could be brought back. It was kind of left to disrepair and wasn't as good a shape as it should have been. And so we excavated almost all of it. Took it back to the bare walls for about 3 years and remodeled it. $1 million later, you see what you see today. We had a wonderful interior designer that just came in and really worked with the cave. It's so beautiful now.
Now tell me, please correct me if I'm wrong, was it a total of about $3 million?
In the beginning it was,
Wow.
yeah, when he first put it in, so yeah.
And then you took another, about a good million and just did the interior.
To remodel it, yeah.
And everyone, pretty soon you're going to be seeing some dynamic video footage, virtual tours that you'll be able to go online and see because you would have to be here to really experience nature's best in Parthenon, Arkansas. Beckham Creek Lodge is by far to me one of the greatest vacation spots that you're going to be able to go to because you get peace and quiet.
Yes.
You have nature. You can literally see eagles flying across, a couple of brown bears way down the road somewhere, I thought I saw a war rat or a beaver or something sitting up. I was outside and it looks like a beaver. He was sitting up on top of a rock. He was just minding his business,
We do have beaver down in the big pond.
Yeah, and now tell me this. Now, I was told you had a helicopter pad.
We have a helicopter pad, yes.
What promoted that?
So when John Hay, he's co-owner of the Celestial Seasonings Tea, when he first excavated this, he was intending it to be a bomb shelter. When it became evident that that was not going to be needed, he sold to Mr. Richardson from Missouri. That's all we know about him. But he turned it into a nightclub. So at one time, there was a huge beam that went across the ceiling with big disco balls. And the locals, I've heard this from many locals, they were allowed to come and watch as the celebrities dropped in with the helicopter pad, walked over and got in their SUV and brought up to the party. And they said it was a party of a lifetime. And several people have reported that they saw Michael Jackson on the arm of Elizabeth Taylor.
I'm not surprised.
And Sylvester Stallone with his very extended family came in.
Yes.
And the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band played for him.
Wow.
So it was called the Mullet at one time because it was all business up front, party in the back.
Party over here. Okay. So now, from my understanding, this is what, 5,800 square feet?
It is, yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about the schematics of like the bedroom, the bathroom, what the benefits are here in this
Yeah, let me describe the floor plan a little bit. So when you first walk into the living room, you have this very lovely waterfall, which we're sitting in front of in the living room.
Yes.
And it's a natural formation. So God made it. It's like not man-made at all. We did do a little bit of holding at
So all of this,
All of this was created naturally
wow.
over eons of time. As a matter of fact, people have come from all over the world to study it because there's not another one just like it. It's called the Spanish Piano Waterfall. Yeah, so that's here in the living room, and then you've got the kitchen and the dining room and the wet bar.
Oh yeah, wet for
There,
real.
yes. And so it's perfect for having those family parties or a corporate retreat. And then we've got a little viewing balcony overhead with a couple of beds in it. But there are 4 bedrooms with 4 bathrooms.
Wow.
So we say we're an 8-person lodge, but you could bring up to 12 if you kind of all knew each other. that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I got you. And when it comes to things to do, I mean, technically, I've been here a day already, and I practically don't want to go anywhere. I feel like I have everything I need right here.
I have heard that from others.
But what are some of the attractions in the area that if people wanted to step outside of these doors and off the premises, just to have some kind of mountain experience?
You know, that's a very good question. I feel like that's one of the most beautiful parts of it, is because not only are you staying in the cave and you're getting that experience, but the 256 acres that is part of this Beckham Creek Cave Lodge retreat, we have things to do like frisbee golf, horseshoes, we've got a hammock haven area. The pond is this beautiful aquamarine blue, you know, pure water, crystal clean water with fish in it, and it's catch and release.
Okay.
So if they bring their fishing tackle, they can fish in it. We've got a couple of kayaks, they can go play around on the water. You can swim in it, it's that clean. And then we've got a UTV ride that's complimentary for our guests. We take them on the trails and show them some really neat things to do, and then they can hike back around on those trails and do a lot of fun things. But let's just say they go off the property. Newton County itself is the drawing card for people from all over the world. We have Buffalo National River. It was our nation's first national river, designated that in 1972, and it is this amazing, it's like blue-green water, and it can get class 2s and 3s when the water's up.
I got you.
You know, so it can be interesting. It gets a little tricky at times, but most of the time it's a nice, easy little float. But it goes past like 100-foot limestone bluffs and waterfalls. It's a beautiful float. So people come to float it. And then we've got elk watching. We've got a big herd of elk just over the mountain
Yes.
in Moxley Valley. And
I saw Boxley Church.
yeah,
I happened to
it's
pass by it.
beautiful.
Yes.
It's
yes.
such a quaint little.
Yes,
It's
yes.
worthy of like a picture.
Yes.
You know. But and so then we've got world-class hiking trails through the national forest. This Newton County is 67% national forest and not one stoplight.
Wow.
So you could just drive scenic drives. As a matter of fact, the motorcycle enthusiasts, and then car enthusiasts, we have the Porsche clubs, all of the car clubs take these trails because it's just such a beautiful drive. And so you've got that, and then in the next county over, we have trout fishing on the beautiful White River, and you can take a guided tour doing that. Zip lining in this county, so if you like that kind of adventure, we've got it. Just great dining places, little dives. You know, you've got Ozarks Cafe, Logap Cafe, Cliff House. Those are all here in the Newton County area, so within maybe 20-30-minute drive, or just a quick 45-minute drive north into Harrison. We've got really fine dining at the Seville. It's an old historic hotel.
Okay.
And then there's other dining up there. So, you know, a lot to do in the, Eureka Springs. Don't let me forget Eureka Springs. People come there for vacation, and it's only like an hour and a half drive to the west of here. And it's like an old Victorian historic where you just walk the streets, and it's neat little shops. So a lot of fun things. Oh, and Branson. Branson's only an hour and a half drive north of here, and a lot of people come for that. So.
Okay, so Newton County is about 20 to 30 minutes drive, 20-30 minute drive from here.
Newton County?
Yes.
You are sitting in Newton County, in the heart of the Ozarks.
Okay.
That's where we are, and then all of this is usually within Newton County.
Now, just a little off Hollywood type question.
Yeah.
There was a Netflix series called Ozarks.
Oh, that was in Missouri.
So that's the Ozark Mountains?
Well, you
Or how
know
does
that
that
the
stretch?
Ozark Mountains stretch up into Missouri and down into Arkansas. So it's this whole, it's actually a plateau. Did you know that?
No, that
It's called the Ozark Plateau
Okay.
because it's one of the rare Most mountains, are pushed up from underneath.
Yes.
These eroded.
Wow.
So you'll be driving along and you'll just all of a sudden hit a flat of the mountaintop,
Wow.
and that's because it's a plateau.
So this is a very unique property.
It's one of the oldest, mountain ranges in the world. And just a lot of fossils here,
Mhm.
a lot of Indian artifacts, a lot of nature is here. You can see just about any kind of a wild creature here.
Now, people still finding fossils here?
Oh yeah, I find them. Yeah, seashell fossils and all kinds of ocean life fossils.
Now, I walked outside, and the most beautiful thing I saw was right across from the helicopter pad. The trees are blocking some of it. But Nathan McDaniels, one of the employees here,
Yes.
was telling me about that. Can you give me some information about that? He was saying, man, I wish you could see it. The trees are blocking it. What is that actually over there?
So over there is not only is it our bluff line and we've got floodlights on it so you can see it at night especially. We've got to build a campfire out in a fire pit. You've got to
Oh, yeah.
experience
I want
that.
to experience that.
And you'll see the floodlights and you'll see that lit up bluff and it's just magical.
Okay.
Now if somebody's really in good shape,
Mhm.
they can hike this trail that goes up to the other side and there's a viewing platform over there
Mhm.
that you can look over here at the cave lodge and this mountainside and it's just magical. You can see up the valley on both sides.
Yes, yes. Now, with any property, you're always going to promote the positive, but you can always have some with negative perception as well.
Yes.
And I noticed that my wife said, I didn't know this until she talked about it, but she was like, I packed all of this thick clothing, think it was going to be cold, but one of the things I was wondering, is it going to be dusty in that cave?
Yeah.
But then she said when she got here, she didn't smell anything. Can you tell us about some of the hard work that you all put into or contribute to keeping the environment clean to make the experience work? What do you all
We
go
put
through?
a lot of effort into that. Thankfully, I've got this wonderful, caretaker and his wife that takes such good care of this. And then we're very health conscious and
Yes.
environmental conscious.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I love, that's the part I love most.
I'm so glad that we're all in agreement on this. And they
Yes.
use like really high quality essential oils to
Yes.
sterilize it and keep it clean. But besides that, when we did that remodel, we put rubberized membranes over the downstairs bedrooms
Mhm.
so that no moisture gets inside. They can heat it up a little warmer in there. And then we've got a geothermal unit which takes out the humidity
Yes.
as much as possible.
Yes.
So it kind of helps maintain that, that temperature,
Mhm.
and then it eliminates the mold and anything that would grow in a normally good
And
environment.
I can testify to that. Now, I'm one to testify about the experience, and when I came in, it smelled better than a house.
Oh,
I'm just being honest with you, because in homes you have different aromas.
right.
It didn't smell like a cave when I came in here, and with all of the rock formation and some of the things that you had to do to kind of cover but still keep the rock,
Yes.
because none of the cave formation in here is maintained.
That's
It's all original.
yes.
But when I came here, it did not smell like an outdoors indoor. It literally has a rental property, that fresh smell when you walk into a place. When I slept in that bedroom, it was so warm.
Oh.
The memory foam on the bed, my wife even told me, I don't even know if you snore. Now, America, let me tell you something. She always tells, turn over. Well, if I was snoring, she didn't tell me to turn over because she was knocked out.
wonderful.
And the lighting in here, you all put a lot into the staging.
Yes, we
You
do.
want people to not just come to a place to stay. You want this to be an experience.
You said it, Brian. That is exactly what we are sharing with the world as an experience. For people that want to bring their grandkids and show them nature.
Yes.
For those people that want to escape the city and just submerge themselves in the elements. We as human beings, we need the elements in our life. The
Yes, ma'am.
grounding of earth.
Yes.
The fresh air, the clean water. These trees are just so nurturing to our spirits. We need that.
I agree
And
with
this
you.
place enables you to do it. Yeah, we get a little bit of luxury.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we've been so chemicalized
Yes.
in our country because
Yes.
of industry.
Yes.
The air is, small and filled with a lot of things in it. That if you're not careful, you won't even know how to handle real nature. What it's like to really breathe fresh air.
Yes.
What it's like to, I was out there, I was doing just a little sanding and dusting out there to do a little production work.
Yes.
And when the dust got in my nose, that didn't feel like the dust from where I live.
Wow. Because it was good, clean dust.
It was good, clean dust. I had to
Good,
blow
clean
my nose
dirt.
a couple of times, but it was good, clean dirt. But the air up here is wholesome.
It is.
You know, I honestly, if I was a rich man, I would probably say nobody can have this place for the rest of the year because I'm going to stay here for the rest. Because honestly, when I go back to where I'm from, as soon as I cross the line, the county line, a little cough comes up.
Oh.
You know, and it's just sad. And I used to work. For those that don't know, I used to work in the medical field. I used to manage in an asthma, allergy, and airway center.
Oh, so that's very important.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know what causes black mold.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and their homes, we've had patients that had a lot of black mold in their homes, and now their lungs are so messed up that they have to have all of this treatment, and the insurance is only going to cover so much.
Yeah, that's sad.
But when you come to a cave, where you would normally expect that because of moisture,
yes,
none is in here.
we have taken great pains to
My
make
body
sure
is
that's
very
the case.
sensitive. I can go into a place with black mold and immediately a cough would just stir up.
Wow.
I came in here and I did not cough one time.
Well, mission accomplished for us then. So
Not
I'm
one time.
very proud to hear that.
There were some areas in this cave that I thought were very specific. Can you describe the honeymoon suite?
Oh, I think that's my favorite part. So the whole upper floor is what we call the honeymoon suite. And it's got a little sitting area that you can look down at the waterfall from up there and you have a little glass of wine with your honey. And then it goes back to its own private master bedroom. But on the way, there's this natural rounded rock formation that God just designed it that way, right? It's just natural.
Yes.
Well, we worked with it by putting a round bed in there. So that becomes one of the extra bedrooms if those two couples knew each other.
Yes.
That's where another couple could sleep. Or the honeymoon couple might want to just try out both beds.
Yeah, because there's not a door to block the noise.
And that's not there. That's right.
So just in case
Yeah.
you're a little noisy over there, yeah, you might want to keep that room to yourself.
That's right.
But this is a beautiful property, and you said it sits on 256 acres of land.
Yes.
So, of course, you're not going to pay a $69 hotel fee to stay here.
That's right.
This is a luxury, I don't want to call it an Airbnb. This is a luxury rental property.
It is. It is. And a lot of people think that they can rent a room, and so they'll say, how much for a room for the night? We're like, oh, so sorry. But it's like you get the whole home to yourself.
Yes, yes.
And so the party needs to know each other, to be able to stay. And then our fee is all inclusive. I don't charge for cleaning fees and for, and there's all these fees that people will add in.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a one-stop shop. They pay the fee and the tax and they're done.
And I worked in a major brand hotel for a while as a sales manager, and I know how much fees were.
I do too.
I know.
I experienced it as well, and I don't like it, so.
Yeah, and it's something else when you go in the bath. I took a shower this morning.
Yes.
My experience in this shower area, I can't explain it. This rainforest, nice square-shaped shower head. The power that comes out of that, and when it hits my body, it's almost like it's tickling.
Yeah.
And the body wash, I do not know where you got it from. But between that and the foam beds, I'm sold on this place. The body wash, when I put it on, it just woke me up.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It had a very fruity type smell.
Yes.
And it's a fruity smell where a man would like it and a woman would like it.
Yes.
It's very, universal.
It's very healthy.
Yeah.
We really pay attention to the details in that. And then, it's like the water comes from deep inside the mountain. So the water actually is like a little creek, and I'll show you in a little bit. We for each guest that stays here.
Say that again. You said the water comes from where?
Deep inside the cave.
So that's mineral water.
It's mineral water.
So my body is basically.
You could take that, and there's no chemicals, right? And there's no chlorine, nothing. It's all natural. And it actually, I'll show you, it comes with part of the stay as we give our guests a tour at the back.
Yeah.
Where our water holding tank is and the little creek flows. And it's actually going right under you and I right now. It's under this floor. It's a natural creek that's down there. And it comes out in that pretty little pool of water that you see.
Yes.
That's from the spring. And then that flows down over the mountain and fills that pond. So that's why it's spring fed.
This is natural water, doesn't run out, not pumped from the city.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's as clean as it gets.
So you're asking the question right now, with all of this greatness that we're talking about, how much does it cost? What is the pricing? And how many are there required amount of days to stay here Like some people may say, well, I just want to stay one day, where, some places require you to stay no less than a certain amount. Can you tell us what the charge is to stay here? And like, are there any required days? Like, is it 2-day minimum, 3-day minimum?
Yeah. So for 2023 and 2024, the price is $2,200 a night plus tax, but no other fees.
Gotcha.
And then we do require a 2-night minimum. And because we are so booked nearly solid, like you said, 30 days left in 2023 to book, we really are year-round prices. I don't really give price breaks or holiday special, or, I just don't, it's the same price year-round.
I think it's fair
And
for what you're
people
doing.
are needing to book for 2024 now. So go grab the dates.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was curious about the calendar.
Yeah.
And I went through all 12 months, and I would only see a few days open here and there, and I counted literally only 31 days left to book anything in the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Now, many of you have watched a number of networks for filming, and I found out that this place was filmed on a series that Netflix had produced called The World's Most Amazing Properties.
Yes.
And Beckham Creek Lodge was featured
Yes, it was.
in that particular airing on Netflix.
Yes.
What did it do for Beckham Creek Lodge after?
Oh, it was the exposure that we needed. We became discovered, and then we instantly booked solid for like a year out with 50 people on a wait list. And it's just now, that was 2 years ago, and just now we're getting to where we have opened. So it was good for us.
Is it possible that there are people in the very community that this place is in, know nothing about it?
There are still a few that don't know anything about it.
I don't get it.
I know.
I mean, Parthenon, can you tell me a little bit about this isn't Parthenon, am I correct?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of community. There's
Okay.
not many people here. It's more of there's a church, a post office, and then a handful of homes. But the beauty, did you notice how beautiful that drive was coming into the cave itself? Is just mind-blowingly beautiful.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, this whole section could be a community by itself,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
And as I was riding out the different, because I told you I got lost last night in the dark.
Yes.
But no, seriously, there were a number of residential spots.
Yeah.
They were all in sporadic areas.
Yes.
And this place is built around a community, or actually the center of a community.
Yeah, there's a wide network of homesteads around it, but this 256 acres is kind of at the end of the road
Yes.
with bluffs all around it, so it's very private and secluded. So there's only one way in and one way out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm hoping that those that are listening today will even take the time to experience this place because it's wonderful. Can you tell the viewers where they can go to, on their computers or on the internet? Where can they go to reserve a spot, or they want to take a look at the information about Beckham Creek Cave or make a reservation?
Good idea. So go to beckhamcave.com. You can see all there is. I've tried to put paragraphs of all the most important information, like, where to fly into the nearest airport and what the sleeping arrangements are and what the appliances are. And so you'll find a lot of information on beckhamcave.com. There's also a calendar of availability. Find the dates that work with your schedule that are open, input them under the calendar. It takes you to a secure webpage to check out.
There you have it, everyone. Look, I want you to take time to come out to Parthenon, Arkansas, but you're going to have to reserve a spot. I think maybe next year, if you don't find one of those days in the 31 that are left. But make sure you go to beckhamcave.com.
It is beckhamcave.com.
Go to beckhamcave.com and take a look at the website and talk to your family, talk to your friends about coming to have a wonderful experience. A lot of people want to go to places like Disney. And there are so many places to go in the world that will give you memories. But to experience this place, you don't want to miss it. So go to beckhamcave.com and make sure you check out the website and reserve your spot. Get it while the days last.
We will love to have you.
This is Brian Spann again with Spann Man Media, along with Rayne Davidson, the general manager of Beckham Creek Cave, I want you to tune in on the next broadcast, because next you're going to be seeing some other things, pictures,
Oh, yeah.
videos. I mean, it's just all kind of stuff. So be on the lookout on my Instagram page, which is Span Man Media, my Facebook page, which is Span Man Media, and also my LinkedIn page, Span Man Media. That is SPANNMANMEDIA. And my website is www.span, which is SPANN, manmedia1.com. And if you want to contact me, you can reach me at 984-888-3634. I have had the wonderful experience of promoting Beckham Creek Cave. So if you can't catch up with them, give me a call and I'll make sure I connect you with them.
And I have to say, Brian has been wonderful to work with as an ambassador for the cave. I highly recommend him.
Thank you very much. I'll pick it up. Stay tuned.